Now, what about your college? Did you pick RPI, or did it pick you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very technical place to go. So
it is, actually. So a couple of things. One is I knew that I wanted to be in technology. And actually, initially, I went to college to study electrical engineering. And so I applied to a variety of different schools. And that story is an interesting one in itself. I went to school in the Bronx, New York, and I remember, and I alternated between public schools and private schools. So I went to private school in Puerto Rico until 3rd grade. I went to public school in the South Bronx of New York City for 4th through 6th grade, the first bilingual school in the United States. And then I went to the United Nations Middle School with the kids of all the delegates of the UN for 7th and 8th grade, very private school. Yeah. And then I went to a very Jewish public school in the Bronx, in upstate New York, and still in the Bronx, New York. And I remember that first day of school, first class, social studies teacher asked, someone would tell me the definition of the word stereotype. I remember a gentleman got up on the second row, second column, 4th row, got up and said, a stereotype, a typewriter with speakers. And I remember I was looking at a document, I'm in the 9th grade, and I slowly looked up and I said, yep, no, I did just hear that. I really did just hear that. It's like, oh my God, I am out of here as quickly as I possibly can. And so, I finished high school in 3 years, actually. I was 16, and I applied to all of my universities under early admission. Sure. And got into a couple of places. RPI was interesting because it was 3 hours away from New York City. My cousin had gone to school there for a civil engineering job or schooling, was doing his master's. So I had a sense of what RPI was about, but I also had a full scholarship to attend there. And some of the other schools weren't as generous, and I needed the scholarship in order to attend. And so, and RPI was a great place to be, and so I did. I went to RPI, started off as a EE major. I was fortunate to work on the communication systems for what's now called the Voyager mission. So the spaceship that's now in the Helios. I helped design the graphics engine to model the communications engine for systems for that spaceship. And doing that work gave me an introduction into computer graphics. And I said, boy, this EE is interesting, but this computer science graphic stuff is really cool. Yeah. And so I switched majors from EE to computer science.
So did you have anything to do with the Voyager Capital?
It actually didn't, ironically, no. That name completely independent. It did, yeah. Okay. One of my partner's sons was big into Star Trek, as was my wife, and that name came into the fax machine the same day, and we went with it.